On This Week in Iowa, new tariffs are impacting Iowans' pocketbooks. Plus, meet the new head of the Department of Corrections. Then the U.S. Senate race is heating up in Iowa with another Democratic announcement. And meet Governor Jay Inslee. He wants to be president. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Iowa. I'm Sabrina Ahmed. Everything from vegetables to cars to your favorite beer could see a price hike in the coming months. It's all because of new tariffs imposed on Mexican goods. The average family could shell out hundreds of dollars as a result of the new potentially escalating tariffs. President Trump threatened on anything that comes from Mexico. We spoke with an expert at Iowa State University who says tariffs on Mexico will ultimately harm all Americans.
Very large amount of the final car value-added production occurs in Mexico. So that obviously that's just one product that comes to mind, but there are a lot of agricultural and horticultural products we consume that are grown in Mexico. So the average Iowan will feel the impact of those tariffs.
The president will be back in Iowa this coming week. Now, we need to take a short break. We have a whole lot to get to today. We are sitting down with the new head of the Department of Corrections. Her vision for the massive department next.
Watch all day Friday as we celebrate what hard work can do for Central Iowans. Hear the stories of our neighbors.
Using actions to really contribute to families and providing that stable home for the families.
Who are excited to be homeowners through Greater Des Moines Habitat for Humanity. The We Are Iowa family of Local 5 and CW Iowa 23 are proud to be a part of our community. And we continue to help build it up. Literally. Watch all day on all screens Friday.
Every rider has a story. For some, it takes an unexpected turn, but you don't have to face it alone. We're the first call riders make when they're injured. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, Iowa's motorcycle lawyers.
We want to make one lucky dad very happy this Father's Day. So we're offering a We Are Iowa Father's Day giveaway $500 prize package. To enter, go to weareiowa.com/contest and fill out the online entry form. One winner will receive a $100 gift card to Big Al's Barbecue, a $100 gift card from G&L Clothing, a half-day boat rental at Saylorville Lake Marina, plus a family bowling package at Warrior Lanes. Celebrate Dad by entering today and have a happy Father's Day from We Are Iowa.
You respect strong values in people and price tags. Good on you. This Father's Day, shop our lowest price of the season with 60% off designer sport coats, designer suits, and all casual wear. Now through Sunday, shop online and in-store, only at Men's Warehouse.
As parents, we know how important it is to save for our children's educations. We want to provide our kids with the knowledge and inspiration they'll need to become confident, successful adults. Saving for their educations now with a College Savings Iowa 529 account can go a long way toward giving them bright futures. Register to win a $529 College Savings Iowa 529 account at iowa529contest.com before June 30th.
From the capital city, you're watching This Week in Iowa with Sabrina Ahmed, getting to the heart of what's happening in Iowa politics.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Beth Skinner, who is the new head of the Iowa Department of Corrections. Director Skinner, thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Congratulations. As of the airing of this show, it will be 1 week on this new job. So tell us, first of all, how is it going?
It's fantastic. It's the outpouring of support I've received throughout the agency, externally, internally, has been absolutely incredible. I couldn't be happier and feel more supported by the governor's office. I have the best staff in the state, and the outpouring has been just incredible.
Talk to us about your experience. What brought you to this role?
Okay.
Because you don't have the traditional path.
I don't. So in 2002, I started as a probation intern. So I started on that pathway, and I said, because I always want to be a cop. I want to be a law enforcement officer. I'm like, so I thought I'd try out and see what, corrections was at an internship. Fell in love. And so then I got hired on as a residential officer, and then I started working full-time for a few years, and I got promoted to a residential manager, and this is in community-based corrections. And then I got promoted to a probation parole supervisor. So I did this for about 10 years in the 6th Judicial District, And I loved it. And then I got an opportunity to go out to New York. And so I was the director of the National Renter Resource Center for the Council of State Governments Justice Center. So I did that for a few years, got a lot of national exposure, advised on a lot of administrations on how best to implement evidence-based practices and things like that. And then Iowa kind of reached back out to me and says, hey, put your money where your mouth is. And you've been talking about evidence-based practices and what works in corrections and reducing recidivism. Come back and implement this 3-year grant, which is to reduce recidivism. So I came back to Iowa, and I've been here for 4 years.
So as director of the department, you'll be in charge of 9 correctional facilities.
Correct.
How do you plan to give each the attention that it needs?
Well, I have kind of like a first-year plan.
Okay.
And the first-year plan really is going around and meeting with staff. We're talking wardens, administrators, all the way down to line-level staff, and finding out what's working, what's not working, what they like about their jobs. But I think more importantly is to make sure everyone understands they're part of the mission, how their role, whether they're a correctional officer, a warden, or a treatment director, fulfills the mission of the agency. So that why of why we do the work, I think we need to go back to that.
We've unfortunately heard quite a few instances of guards being attacked or assaulted by prisoners. How do you plan to keep people safe while on the job?
Well, I think importantly is that we do a lot of staff training. That's one of the things that's really important, is that our staff has the skills to deal with people and de-escalate people. Another thing we've been really focusing on is core correctional practices, which is an evidence-based practice that is very structured and cognitive skill-based, which is actually effective in reducing recidivism. So using those effective interpersonal skills of problem solving and cognitive restructuring and things like that, I think that's going to help us in terms of our interactions and our relationships with those that we supervise.
And what would you say is the biggest area that probably needs a little TLC, a little bit of improvement, and what you plan to focus on?
I would say our prison capacity. Right now we're about 8,400. That's about 22% over capacity. So we really need to get the people out there ready to get out. We need to build program capacity within our prisons to make sure that people are getting the treatment that they need when they get out so they can be successful.
How do you do that?
Well, basically we use our data. We have a great, robust data system. We use a risk tool that identifies risk factors that are associated with reoffending. We target those needs to reduce people's likelihood of reoffending before they get out. So you just have to know, using an actuarial instrument that basically tells you what those risk factors are, and then you build treatment capacity around to target those factors, get them treatment, and then when they get out, make sure they have wraparound services, things like that, because you may not know this, but people are at most risk the first 6 to 18 months when they get out to recidivate. Do you need me to define recidivism?
Nope. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap. But thank you so much. You have your job cut out for you, and we are so excited for you. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. It's an honor.
We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Is security your top priority? Do you want to keep you and your family safe?
Then come to Crossroads Shooting Sports in Johnston.
We're more than just a gun range. We're a nationally recognized full-service retail shop to serve all your firearm needs. From training classes to the purchase of your firearm, we're with you every step of the way. At Crossroads, you can achieve personal security and home protection. To learn more, visit our website.
Crossroads Shooting Sports, where responsibility and skill meet.
Honda was named the 2019 Best Overall Brand and Best Value Brand by Kelley Blue Book. So when you buy a Honda, you're getting an amazing vehicle for an amazing value. More amazing than Toyota, Ford, and Subaru. Come into your local dealership today and get a great deal on an amazing Honda.
You have worked for a long time. There are so many decisions to make about your retirement. How much income do you need? How not to run out of money? Now is your chance, and you get one shot to get it right. Attend Merkle Retirement Planning's Passport to Retirement. We will discuss how to create tax-free income, how to avoid the next market meltdown, and how to wring every dime out of Social Security. Your time is now. Classes fill quickly. Call or text today. Zero cost to attend.
At Firehouse Subs, subs are hot, hearty, and extraordinary. Every sub helps provide life-saving equipment for first responders.
Order and pay for your sub at firehousesubs.com, and your sub will be ready to pick up when promised, or they'll give you a sub free. Enjoy more subs, save more lives.
Local 5 is honored to receive 2 Regional Emmy Awards for telling the local stories that matter to you. You're watching This Week in Iowa, Sunday morning talk focused on the political scene in Iowa.
Welcome back, everyone. We are switching gears and talking now about state politics and congressional races. So Craig Robinson with the blog, The Iowa Republican, joins me now. Craig, welcome back.
Glad to be here.
We are glad that you are here, too. Okay. So there was a bit of movement in the U.S. Senate race in Iowa. It was for Senator Ernst's seat. Teresa Greenfield has announced that she's running as a Democrat against Ernst. Give us your reaction to her announcement and her announcement video.
Yeah, well, number one, Greenfield's video that came out announcing her candidacy was very well done. As someone who is kind of on the insider part of the political process, when I see that, I take notice because, number one, it costs a lot of money. It means she has a team in place and they hit the go button. This isn't, I'm going to run and I'm going to put things together. She is running, and I think she will run a formidable campaign. I expect her to be the Democrat nominee going up against Ernst
do you?
In the fall.
Okay, wonderful. So she ran for Congress in 2018, so many people probably know her name from that, but she didn't make the petition threshold after her campaign manager admitted to falsifying some of the petition signatures to get on the ballot. It was a huge conundrum. There was this last-ditch effort. She didn't make it. How does that recognition translate into statewide recognition, and do you think that her ability to, you know, kind of call him out and...
First of all, I took notice when I saw that, you know, a few months ago he admitted to doing all of this, and I thought this was all maybe the process of her running for office again, whether it was going to be for Congress or United States Senate or something. So when she kind of distanced herself and explained how all that situation went on, I always think those things happen for a reason. Now, I think it makes plenty of sense with her running for the United States Senate. You know, she really missed out, I think, on she got some exposure for her candidacy, but it was really ended before it started. I mean, she didn't run TV ads, you know, so in many ways she's a first-time candidate, even though she has some experience of going through this. Many Republicans thought she was the front runner in that congressional race 2 years ago and really thought she was the one to keep an eye on, but when she failed to make the ballot, obviously that impacted the race, and Cindy Axne ended up, you know, winning that congressional seat. So here she has another opportunity to do it. I don't think she has any sort of real built-up statewide name ID, but she is familiar with Democrat activists, and I think that'll help her in this primary.
What about Eddie Morrow, also a Democrat running?
Yeah. No, I think that, again, he was someone who also was in that congressional race. And, you know, I think what you saw in Greenfield's announcement video, I think plays a big strength, where she can identify more to rural Iowa than, you know, especially someone with the Morrow last name. I'm from eastern Iowa, and so we're always suspect of everything associated with Des Moines, and there's no Morrows, you know, over in Clinton or anywhere. So, you know, I just think he happens to have a name that might help him in Des Moines, but maybe not elsewhere.
Do you think Ernst is vulnerable?
Look, I think any first-term incumbent is vulnerable. And the thing that I think we have to remember is there's a lot of unknowns. You know, we didn't really, no one had a clue what the 2016 election night was going to look like. I mean, we all thought Hillary was going to win, and then she didn't. And it ended up being a great year for Republicans in the state of Iowa. 2018, we didn't really know what it was going to look like. And so I don't know. Trump's on the ballot. It's a huge wild card. It could help Ernst in many ways. It could hurt Ernst in many ways. I don't really know what to expect. But I think if you're any candidate on the ballot, Republican or Democrat, I think you have to plan to run your own race and take care of yourself.
We've got about 30 seconds. I'd like for you to quickly react to Ashley Hinson running against Abby Finkenauer in the 1st Congressional District.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity. Again, Trump carried these rural areas and these districts 4 years ago. And so I think it makes sense to put your name on the ballot here. It might have some, it might give you some headaches along the way, but I think there's a lot to gain, especially in a district like that. I think it'll be a good race. I think there's good races all across the state to watch this time.
Craig, I think we could have talked for 30 minutes. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
As always. Short break, everyone. We'll be right back.
Come on over to Adventureland. You're gonna have a fun-filled day. Enjoy all of Adventureland's rides, shows, and attractions, including the Phoenix. Our new spinning roller coaster coming in June. Fun for the whole family. 2 great parks, all for one low price. Open daily at 10 a.m. in Des Moines.
Come on over to Adventureland. You're gonna love it at Adventureland.
Buying a home should be easy. That's why you can count on Veridian Credit Union for low rates and friendly guidance when you're getting financing. In fact, you don't need a down payment on some types of mortgages, even if your credit isn't perfect. And you can save more with Veridian's low closing costs. We're here for your successful financial future. Mortgages with your best interest in mind? That's the value of Veridian. Go to VeridianCU.org today to learn more.
My friend, if you've ever considered getting a walk-in tub, I'm so excited to introduce you to Safe Step Walk-In Tub's all-new shower package. For a limited time, when you purchase a Safe Step walk-in tub, they'll upgrade your order to include a free shower package. You heard me. That's an $800 value free. You can now just conveniently shower in your new walk-in tub. The luxurious rainfall shower head is adjustable for your height all the way to 7 feet. Now you can finally enjoy the best of both worlds with the therapeutic benefits of a warm, soothing bath that can help increase mobility, relieve pain, boost energy, and improve sleep, or take a safe, refreshing shower, all in one amazing product. Please call now and get your free shower package, because you deserve it.
Call 1-800-345-1494 for your free shower package. Offers for a limited time, so please call now.
You're watching This Week in Iowa, Sunday morning talk focused on the political scene in Iowa.
Welcome back, everyone. Dozens of presidential candidates will be in Cedar Rapids this Sunday for the Hall of Fame dinner. They won't speak for long at the podium because there are too many of them. But one you'll hear from is Governor Jay Inslee. He's the leader in Washington State. Stephanie Engelson sat down with him before an event in Urbandale.
Tell us, why in this huge pack of candidates, why you're different from the rest of them.
Well, my name is Jay Inslee. I'm governor of the state of Washington, and I'm running for president for 2 reasons. Number one, we have to defeat the climate crisis, and I am the candidate and the only candidate who has said that we have to make defeating the climate crisis the #1 job of America. And I really believe that because we have this one chance to save ourselves from massive floods, massive fires, inundation of our seacoast, more diseases moving north. So when you have a last chance, you take it. And I'm the candidate and the candidate who has had success actually getting things done. We've passed a 100% clean electrical bill in my state. We are getting off of coal in 2025. So we are a state that has made progress, and I am a governor who said we need to defeat climate change, and we need to put 8 million people to work to do it. I was just at the Des Moines Area Community College where I met people learning to be wind tower technicians. These are the jobs of the future. We just need a president to invoke the inspirational quality that is inherent in this nation, and it's a perfect message for Iowa, where wind power and biofuels and energy efficiency is going to build our economy. So the second reason I'm running is, look, talk is cheap. We need somebody who can walk the walk, and I've been a governor who's actually got things done. We've had the largest educator pay increase in the United States. We've got the best paid family leave. We're radical in Washington. We believe women should make the same as men, so we have the best gender pay equity in the United States. We believe in moving forward in health care. We believe in universal access. So I've passed the first public option, the first long-term elder care bill in the United States. So we have the best economy in the United States, and we can demonstrate we can beat Donald Trump by nominating a governor who's created the best economy in the United States, and that happens to be in my state. I want to make sure everybody in the country has what we have in Washington State.
Okay. A lot of people in this state are involved in agriculture.
Yes.
So, and supported President Trump. And now that we are seeing him get tough on China with the tariffs, he calls it playing hardball with China, and then this replacement of NAFTA, there's some tension and some fear about the current trade situation. Do you think there's a better way to do that, to get tough and make sure that American farmers and American producers are able to trade freely and fairly?
Look, the farm economy is a big deal to me. My wife and I raised our 3 kids in a small town, in an agricultural small town in eastern Washington. We grew apples and grapes and hops. So this is very close to my family. And it breaks my heart to see a president who's causing such chaos with no strategic plan. And unfortunately, he has weakened our ability to deal with China because he has reduced our alliances around the world. Look, we need to put pressure on China, but you need alliances to do this. Instead, he's wanted to have a bumper sticker, and as a result, our farmers are hurting. Then he wants the taxpayers to pick up the tab for his own mistake. We need people with strategic thought, people who wants to build alliances so we can be effective in these trade negotiations. That's what this nation needs.
Okay, where do you stand on women's reproductive rights, especially in light of the new legislation that we are seeing in Missouri and Alabama that's essentially eliminating the right to an abortion in those states? Where do you stand on that?
This is a country that prizes freedom, and this is the ultimate freedom for a woman to be free from a government telling her what to do in her own life. And that is a freedom that is both constitutional but ought to be something that we protect for all women in the United States. Look, I think it's an abomination that, you know, male politicians in Alabama and other places are trying to dominate and tell women what they can and cannot do in their own personal lives. This is something I believe very strongly. And again, this is a place I've had success. We have passed one of the best reproductive parity bills in the United States. We've been supportive of long-term contraceptive services for women. This is a health care issue, and I am frankly disgusted to see this president calling you know, royalty in Britain nasty. I'll tell you what's nasty: when we have a president who has spent a lifetime degrading women, now trying to take away these rights. We need to stand up for the freedom of women in this nation.
Governor Jay Inslee will be at the Iowa Democratic Party's Hall of Fame dinner, luncheon.
Celebration.
This is one of the many cattle call events the party is hosting ahead of the Iowa caucuses. So joining me to talk about the event and the status of the horse race is IDP Director or Chair Troy Price. Troy, welcome back. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, so first of all, tell us about this event. It happens every year, but this is unlike any other.
Well, we're really excited. I mean, this will be the largest campaign event that has certainly the most number of presidential candidates all in one place at one event that has taken place yet this cycle. And so we're really excited. We're going to have about 1,400 people at the dinner. It'll be one of the largest events we've put on as a party. And so we're really excited about it. It's going to be a great opportunity to really showcase not only the great candidates we have running for president, but also some of our top volunteers and top leaders within our party who are going to be inducted into our Hall of Fame this year. It's going to be a great opportunity for us to really kick off the summer and demonstrate the strength of our party heading into this election cycle.
19 presidential candidates will be there. How do you get through 19 candidates in 1 half hour, or one evening, or one afternoon?
Well, you know, we've set some pretty strict guidelines on how long candidates can speak, and we've been very clear with the campaigns on how it's all going to flow. You know, we started planning on this 3 or 4 months ago, and so been very open to campaigns as they've confirmed with us how the program will work. So we think it's going to go fairly well.
And you have like more than 100 press coming to this.
Yes.
So this is
there's a lot of interest.
It's a huge ordeal.
Yes.
So what does that do for Iowa in terms of ensuring first in the nation status?
Well, what I think folks will see as part of this is just how strong our party is. And, you know, we're not afraid to ask hard questions. We're not afraid to give every candidate a fair hearing. And so that's going to be on display here, as well as, again, the volunteers that we're going to have and being honored and recognized over the course of the event will show that we have some of the best activists and volunteers in the country. And we think this, again, will be a great celebration of our party.
Who's going to be attending the event? Who will be in the crowd? Are we seeing just party activists, some of the people who maybe are big-time donors, or who are we going to see?
It's going to be a mix of folks. I mean, there's going to be, obviously, some of our donors will be there. We're going to have a lot of activists, a lot of grassroots supporters of campaigns are going to be in attendance as well. It's going to be an event that showcases the diversity of our party, whether it's the candidates who are going to be there or whether it's the people who will be attending. It's really going to show just how strong our party is and that strength comes from the diversity of our party.
Let's talk about the presidential race, because we have like 25 people running for president on the Democratic side. What does it take for a candidate to make it when we're 8 months away from the caucuses? This isn't sustainable for all of them.
Well, I mean, time will tell. Time will tell. But right now, you know, this is why starting in a place like Iowa and the 4 early states, the reason why it's so important is that it gives an opportunity for candidates who may not be the most well-known, may not have the most money, to come here and have a chance to have a fair hearing, share their ideas, share their vision, get to know the voters, and in the end, the caucus goers will ultimately make the decisions on who they're going to support. But that is, you know, the history of the caucuses has always been that there are people who have come here and may not have been the most well-known when they got here, but they ended up leaving in one of the top spots. And that's because you have to come here and you have to build those relationships, build those, have conversations where voters are, and share your vision, and voters will respond.
Troy Price, we are excited for the celebration. We appreciate you being here. Well, I know how busy you are.
Well, thank you for having me.
We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
First 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. During GMC's Truck Month, get 0% financing on most GMC Sierra and Canyon models, or get over $9,500 total value on this next generation Sierra SLT when you finance through GM Financial. GMC, Truck Month like a pro.
We want to make one lucky dad very happy this Father's Day. So we're offering a We Are Iowa Father's Day giveaway $500 prize package. To enter, go to weareiowa.com/contest and fill out the online entry form. One winner will receive a $100 gift card to Big Al's Barbecue, a $100 gift card from G&L Clothing, a half-day boat rental at Sailorville Lake Marina, plus a family bowling package at Warrior Lakes. Celebrate Dad by entering today and have a happy Father's Day from We Are Iowa.
From the farm towns to the downtowns to the suburbs, a common feeling lives inside of you and me. And no matter where we go, Central Iowa's in our souls, and it's what keeps us connected to this place. And I love living local. It's the only kind of beer I want to breathe. We are Iowa, and it's everything to me.
Even though I was using drugs, I consider myself a good mother.
Your niece was born addicted and spent months in the hospital because she was in withdrawal.
That is correct.
A mother wants her daughter back.
Do you have a house? I have housing for her right now. Yes, okay, I do. Where? I have in a shelter.
Claiming she's a fit parent.
Your daughter had missed 70 days of school.
I'm a drug addict in recovery, and I think I deserve a lot more credit.
It's not about you, it's about the child.
On the next Dr. Phil.
Monday at 4 on Local 5.
We want to thank all of our guests for joining us this week. I'll be attending the Iowa Democratic Party's Hall of Fame celebration in Cedar Rapids today. We'll be sure to bring you new interviews with presidential candidates and share the best moments from the event during next week's show. Have a great rest of your weekend. So we hope to see you again next Sunday.